You're listening to Hunting the Frontlines, part of the Prayin Slayin podcast network. This show is led by retired Army Sergeant Justin Wilson and dedicated to the men and women hunters who serve or have served in the U.S. military and chase game wherever they're stationed. From on-base hunts to wild ground just outside the wire, Hunting the Frontlines is your go-to resource for scouting new terrain, learning the ropes, and making the most of every opportunity at your next duty station. Now let's dive in.
All right, welcome back to the Hunting the Frontlines podcast. My name is Justin Wilson. I'll be the host. Before I get into today's guest, I want to give a huge shout out and say a huge thank you to the Prayin Slayin podcast right here and Mr. Aaron Stonehawker for giving me this opportunity and guiding me on this journey. I never saw me going down this path, but after talking to him and doing it, I've really enjoyed it. And I want to say thanks a lot, brother. It's been an amazing experience so far. But any of my listeners or viewers out there, you want another podcast to listen to, head over and check out the Prayin Slayin podcast. And also head over to Light the Fire Outdoors. Give them a look-see here and check out the swag and all the cool stuff they got over to offer. And, give it a check out and, let me know what you think. But, today's guest is Mr. Chad Parsons, U.S. Army vet, does a lot. I can't reiterate that enough. A lot of things for the veteran community. And after talking to him, I know he doesn't hunt a lot of military bases, but he doesn't have to where he lives. He lives in Wyoming. Most of his hunting, honestly, is spent taking out disabled vets on hunts. So I'll let him get into that. But I want to let you guys know, make sure you go out, you get your popcorn, get you a drink real quick, and get prepared. This is going to be a real good one. So without further ado, here is Mr. Chad Parsons. Hey, what's up, brother? How are you?
Good. How about you?
Oh, man, I'm hanging in there. That's all I can say. I'm here. So how's it been going out there?
Running my butt off this summer.
So listen, man, I had to get you on here. Since I started this journey, I wanted to get you on. I started this as an information or a place for vets to come or even active duty soldiers to come and check out, because as well as I do, in the military, you PCS other places. Myself, after talking to you, I didn't know that. You haven't really hunted a lot of military bases. But for me, I have. And, I hunt a lot now. Being retired, I go out and hunt a lot. Well, I want a place they can come and check it out. But you're a little different, though. The things that you do, I want you to be able to talk about that and get this information out to these vets, because until me and you started talking through another organization, I didn't know that the things that you guys do for vets even existed.
Right.
So I really want to get you on here and talk about that. I want to talk about your military service a little bit first, but then I want to scoot over and talk about the organization you work for. I want you to go into complete detail about that and put all that information out to everybody.
Sure. Absolutely.
So tell me number one, what made you want to join the military to begin with? What was it?
Well, so my dad was a lifer. It was probably the one thing that he told me that he never wanted me to do was join the Army. So I did. It's all pretty much I could think about. From the time I was 16 on, it was a dream of mine to serve our country.
So tell me a little bit about your service. What did you do? Because I don't even know that myself.
Well, so I joined the Army to be a heavy wheel vehicle mechanic, a 63 Sierra. I had other things going on as well. Of course, signed up for jump school right off the bat because I thought jump school and everything, that'd be cool. I wound up reclassifying from 63 Sierra to 11 Bravo.
Okay.
Got to go to various schools, including Ranger School.
Yep.
So I wound up spending a couple of years.
Cool. Didn't know that.
Spent a couple of years with the 3rd Bat out of Benning. Finished my time with the 504 out of Bragg.
In your time did you have any deployments?
Peacekeeping only. I did.
Okay.
I did.
Okay. It's still a deployment
Yeah,
though.
I spent some time in Somalia. Spent some time
Oh
Middle
yeah.
East.
So what made you want to reclass though? Because I've had a few friends that have gone in for, different types of mechanics and stuff. And that's the thing a lot of guys don't understand is in the military, you have a lot of different mechanics you can be. There's a ton. I've got a buddy of mine that was a helicopter mechanic. And I didn't know we had so many different categories of mechanics till I joined myself. I was like, wow, they have a lot. But what made you want to reclass? I mean, infantry is not an easy gig at all. That's hard. That's hard on the body.
So yeah, I know. I'm still feeling it. Honestly, I grew up in a farm shop turning wrenches with my stepfather, and the military's version of being a mechanic is pretty boring.
Yeah.
So I was young. I wanted to see the world. I wanted to get out there and pound the ground. I wanted to be everything. It just, to me, that was a hook, a drive, and that's kind of what took me down that road of reclassification.
The draw to infantry was to get out, pretty much do the high speed side of the military.
Absolutely. I mean, when you're that young, I mean, there's no two ways to say it. You just kind of want to be the baddest guy on the planet. And with being infantry and getting that opportunity for Ranger School and Jump School and Air Assault, all these different schools, it felt like you were invincible.
Oh,
I can guarantee you, my body tells me that I was not at this point.
That's an everyday adventure for me right there. I know exactly how you feel every single day. Exactly. Getting out of bed is an adventure in the morning.
Well, I mean, if I don't make noises in the morning, I'm going to have to check and make sure it's still got a pulse.
That's so true. So true. See, I had the choice. So when I signed up my junior year of high school, and I was only 120, 122 pounds at the time. So my recruiter's like, man, they're not going to let you join. You're not going to be able to go to basic training. We're going to have to get you gain some weight. So there, my senior year, he was bringing me Big Macs all the time to school to eat, just to gain weight.
Right.
And then it came time to go to MEPS, and I was like, I still didn't know what I really wanted to do. And I looked into infantry. He's like, don't do it. What do you mean don't do it? He's like, no. What do you want to do when you get out? I was like, I don't really know. I was still so undecided. I didn't know. He's like, listen, infantry, I'm not going to talk bad about him because he's like, I was a grunt. But he's like, they walk into battle. Why don't you do a job where you drive into battle? Okay, makes sense. Yeah, I don't want to walk all the time. That sucks. So I went on the other end of the spectrum, became an MP. Well, then I'm like, man, I don't know that this was the right decision either. I mean, I wanted to be a cop when I got out, but I thought, man, I don't know about MP. But then I got a little further into it, did other jobs that was in the MP Corps. I was like, okay, this isn't so bad. But even being an MP, when I went to combat, I still walked because I was attached to infantry all the time as a dog handler.
Exactly.
So I walked all the time. I was like, well, what's the difference? Should have just went infantry to begin with.
Yeah.
So it's like, man. So let's talk about, I want to get into the organization you're working with out there.
Sure.
You guys do some amazing, amazing work for vets. But then on top of that, I want you to give us your most recent success yourself of hunting out there. Because I see all the pictures on Facebook of you and your wife out there, animals all over the place. I see the stuff you guys have on the wall behind you. I'm sure your wife probably mounted that, did she not?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yeah, I figured because I've seen her work. She does great work. So I want to get into that because I've hunted myself a few times. And I plan on taking you up on your offer before that you gave me a couple years ago to come out and hunt with you guys. I'm going to. I got to pencil in my schedule.
Right.
Talk about the organization. Talk about what you guys do. Give me all the insight because until I say met you, I haven't even met you guys yet. I just know you through other organizations.
Yeah.
But until then, until we started talking, I didn't know this organization even existed. I didn't know the opportunities that were out there for vets that you guys offer. So go into that and tell me a little bit about it. Tell me, number one, what got you into this? I know what got you into it myself, but I want the listeners and everybody to hear this.
Sure. So the name of the organization is Veterans Help Foundation of Wyoming. I started off when I came back, I was still living in North Carolina.
Yep.
That's where I was born and raised in the hills. I mean, if you look up hillbillies, someone like me is probably pictured there. So when I came home, I didn't have a really strong support group. I had my wife, and my wife was pretty much it. And and I had my other means. I did okay for a while. I had a small group of friends who really led me probably in the wrong direction, is more than the right direction. Some of those I actually served with. It kind of got to the point where it was a lot of seclusion. Either I was at work or I was at home, and if I was at home, I was probably drinking. So I needed to find something. I thought it was the environment that I was in that was causing these issues. In 2006, my wife and I moved to Wyoming.
Wow.
New environment, knew everything.
Yep.
And to be honest with you, the first few months, were good. It was a new thing. But honestly, I didn't have any support group at that point other than my wife.
Yeah.
And if you ever been out west, and you do that, there's a lot of seclusion and a lot of downtime. When it's cold, you don't go out. So I kind of leaned more heavily on alcohol and other things. So I wanted to do something to help others. My wife and I talked about it. It started out super small. We'd do a couple of hunts a year. We'd pay in it for everything pretty much from our own pockets, and got to learn a lot about Wyoming. Became a pretty successful hunter myself here, and I wanted to share those things. I did branch off and work with another group. I won't mention who that was. It was not a fun adventure.
You told me about that back in the past.
Yeah, I became their guide coordinator. Helped run a local chapter for them, and to me, what I saw was cattle, and it's kind of the way they made it feel. It was they would bring everybody in for one day. You would all go out on an antelope hunt. Thank you very much. Let's go meet at somebody's really expensive house. Take some good, feel good pictures and have a nice steak kind of deal. I'm going to say that organization is very successful, but there's a lot of things behind the scenes that I saw that I won't repeat that I just didn't give me a warm and fuzzy. I was reached out to by another organization out of Louisiana, who is again Veterans Help Foundation is who that was, and went down, spent some time with them on a fishing trip, got an idea of what their organization was about, and they asked if I wanted to open a chapter in Wyoming. Of course, I jumped at it.
Oh yeah.
We did that for several years, and due to some financial issues and a desire to fully pull away, everything in Louisiana disappeared.
Oh man.
So that gave us a point where we either had to jump and make a next step or back away. So we took the original name, added of Wyoming, which was okay with the founder.
Yep.
And got our own 501c3 and off to the races.
Wow.
So I don't even know how many years it's been now. We primarily do antelope hunts. The main reason that we do that is it's a high success and a feel good type thing for whoever's coming out with us. And our objective is real simple. We're trying to get as many people as we can reintegrated back into the outdoors, back with others. Most of my guides are veterans. If they're not veterans, they're family members of a veteran. So they understand what's going on. And we want that vet to know that they're not alone.
Yeah.
There's people like them out there. And I will tell you, every single person that I've been able to take out on a hunt or a fishing trip or anything else, within 15, 20 minutes of being together, it's just like we've known each other our whole lives. We're rolling out. We're having a good time. We talk about past or we don't talk about past. It's all up to the mood of how everything's going. So
yes,
as of right now, we are 100% on antelope harvest. Every single person that we've taken out has taken an antelope. And I can tell you it's in the hundreds.
Yeah, I know it's a lot.
So
I see it.
We don't do a ton of deer hunts right now due to the fact that our deer population here is not in a good place.
Yeah.
And elk hunts are taxing.
Yeah.
Some are up to the task and some aren't. We don't have a lot of private ground that we can utilize for elk hunts, so that takes that out. But in a nutshell, what our organization's all about is getting people back in the outdoors.
So before we go into what someone has to do to qualify for a hunt or whatever, I want to touch on something real quick, because you're not the first vet I've talked to. I'm a vet myself. Talking to a lot of vets, they all say the same thing, and I want to get your opinion on why you think that is. Because so you said that when you got out, you were kind of hanging with the wrong crowd, maybe a little bit. Do you think that a lot of the isolation you feel or the awkwardness, do you think that comes from, you go from being in an organization where it's all about camaraderie? You're used to doing that for 4, 6, 8, 10, 15 years, whatever it is, to now you're back in the civilian world and it's completely different. It's nothing like what you're used to all that time. And it really is a hard transition over. And, the Army tries, the military in general tries to give you the smoothest transition it can. But everybody comes from different backgrounds. And that's the one thing I learned being an instructor for, 2.5, 3 years. I met 18-year-old kids that are coming from West Virginia, California, Oregon, North Carolina, like you said, hillbillies back in the hills in the middle of nowhere, where their graduating class was 15 people.
Yeah.
So, do you think that has a lot to do with it? Is that transition from the structured environment you have to now, you just got all this freedom in the world, but it's like, what do I do with it? Where do I go with that? Do you think that's a lot of it right there? I mean, was that what it's like for you? Because that's what it was like for me.
So yeah, and I agree 100%. The loss of structure was a huge piece.
Yes.
I mean, we do what we had to do every single minute of the day.
Yep.
The only free time that we truly had was when if it was peacetime and we weren't training, we were going to sleep. I mean, that was pretty much it. And the camaraderie is a huge piece, but I also miss the dependability. Whoever was on your left and right, you could depend on with every ounce of your being. And when you get back out in the real world, that type of loyalty it doesn't exist everywhere. You'll find that one or two people that you can truly lean on and depend on for everything. And that's it, So I think that was my biggest thing. And when I say support structure, I think that's kind of where I'm leaning with that is when you're in the military, I mean, you're not leaning on somebody's shoulder to cry, but you know that you have that person there that usually, in some rude, obnoxious way, pulls you out of your funk.
Yep.
And it's kind of that whole suck it up mentality when you're in there. And when you get out, you don't have that. You don't have that structure. You don't have that camaraderie. So I think that's kind of what takes a lot of guys and gals and gets them to a point where they don't know what to do. And they lean on the substances. They self-medicate. They self-harm. They do some really off-the-wall things that mentally just aren't cohesive.
So. It's a really hard transition going from what you said to where you've got your brother to your left and your right to now you feel like you have no one. And, some instances you do have somebody there, but they can't relate to you. They can't relate to what you've been through and what you've put your body through and mentally what you've gone through. They can't relate to that. So you feel like you're out on an island by yourself. And I'll be honest, you guys moved to, there is a lot of isolation out there. But what I've noticed, and this is why me and my wife, when I retired, we moved to Montana, because it's like the states out west, you got Montana, Colorado, Wyoming, states like that. Everybody was so polite. Like the very first time I've ever been to Montana, me and a couple buddies of mine went, I was still active duty. It was 2016. We went up there on an elk trip. And we got to this little bar and grill one night, late at night. We pulled into Ennis, Montana. We go in there to eat, and we walk in the door, and everybody's like, "Hey, how you guys doing?" Everybody's talking to us like they've known us for 20 years. And the same thing in Wyoming. Now, I don't know exactly where you guys are in Wyoming, but I've been out there 4 times now hunting antelope and elk. And it's like everywhere I've ever been out there, everybody's so polite and so nice. And especially when they find out you're a vet, they want to sit down and hear your life story. You don't get that where I'm from. You don't get that at all where I'm from. I live in Indiana now. That's where I'm from. And it's not like that here.
Yeah.
And it's just, that's what drew me to Montana. So is that kind of, when you guys got out there and experienced that, was it like that back then?
Yeah, absolutely. So we live in Laramie, Wyoming. So in the southeast corner, it's a college town. So you do have that political atmosphere. I'll say that.
Yeah.
But for the most part, you get out into the rural areas and you start talking with the ranchers and the landowners and things like that. I mean, it's a whole different world.
Yeah.
And what drew me here again was that getting back to nature type thing, get away from the negativity, get away from the hustle and bustle of every day, which I have learned to truly embrace at this point.
Yep.
So that I think that calmness has allowed me to get a lot closer to God, out here, not having those things. It's allowed me to overcome and deal with and fight my demons.
People, like I said, man, I stated it before, people don't realize what we go through mentally, emotionally, and physically every day. Now, I'm not bad mouthing the Army whatsoever. I'm not. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed my time. The military in general is just like any other job. You're going to have your good days and bad days. What I noticed though is, and this actually came from an old Sergeant Major buddy of mine back when I was a specialist. I was having one of those days and he pulled me aside. And he's like, "Listen, here's the deal. Your days will only get as bad as you will let it get. You control your destiny. You control your day. You wake up in a funk. We all do. We're all human. You got to fight through it and make it better." And I thought, you know what? That's true. And I can work at McDonald's and have a bad day. I can work wherever and you have those days. But it's like getting out. Number one, I was terrified. It's what I'd done for 20 years. I didn't know what to do with myself. And then I'm getting told by Walmart, I'm overqualified for a job. I can't get a job there. Wow. What am I going to do here? But then, luckily, by the grace of God, I found a great job. We ended up moving to Montana. So I left that job. And it's like, looking back on it, looking at my transition from military life to civilian life, I had it easier than a lot of guys did because I've got a lot of friends of mine that transitioned out and got into drugs real bad, ended up in rehab multiple times. I think a lot of it is you have to go into it with the right mindset. And if you don't have anybody as you're getting out and transitioning to guide you in that, you don't know what kind of mindset to have. And you don't know, it can be overwhelming. I mean, Absolutely. Even as men, we get overwhelmed, and a lot of people don't want to hear that, but we do. We get overwhelmed too, and it's difficult. I mean, it plays mind games on you because, especially you met your wife, you've got somebody now that you as a man are supposed to provide for and take care of, and if you're in that mindset, you can't do that, and it adds more pressure to you. And that's a lot of vets go through that, and that's why I just had a guy on last week for a podcast. His will be dropping in September. Yours has come out in October. Perfect timing too, is to be right during deer season here. But he was a regimental command sergeant major, and now he works back for the government as a contractor. And I asked him because I know senior leadership and officers, all their stuff is always a little, I don't want to say better, but it kind of is though. I mean, it is. And it's like I asked him what the differences were, and they had a lot more things to go through and to get them prepared to transition to civilian life. And I know since you got out compared to when I got out, it's changed a lot.
Right.
So like, I know I had friends of mine that got out, years before me, and all they had to do was just go around and get stuff signed off and they're done. I didn't. When I retired, you had classes you had to go through and given by a bunch of different civilians and stuff and different organizations and everything like that. It was a lot. I mean, it really was, but there's still holes there in it that need to be filled just so we can get everybody prepared to get used to that, because it's a big change for somebody. So tell me what someone has to do, or let's go over the qualifications and then what a person has to do to come out
Sure.
and hunt with you guys. Because
So,
like I said before, I didn't know you guys had this until me and you talked, and you educated me a lot then. So I want you to educate everybody else.
Okay. So the way everything works with the state of Wyoming is if a veteran is 50% medically diagnosed through the VA, they are eligible for a free tag, a donated tag. Okay. So if it's higher than that, that's good. But it really doesn't take effect. It's either 50% or 100%. At 100%, veteran gets the opportunity to hunt 5 days early for any season. So if the season opens on, per se, October 1st, they get to hunt 5 days before that. If they're also 100%, they get what is called the mobility advantage, where they are allowed to shoot from a vehicle, whether that be a side-by-side, a ATV, or a pickup. I don't think it counts for helicopters. I don't know that. I may be wrong. So those are two big advantages, and we have a lot of veterans who always ask the same thing. Hey, I want to come on a hunt, but I don't have that. I can't walk far. I can't do things. Last year, we had 2 veterans that had COPD and couldn't walk more than 15, 20 yards from the truck. So those are the two. Those are the qualifications. Now, that's at the state level. What we do is we have an application process. And we make it pretty easy for those who have Facebook. They can look up Veterans Help Foundation of Wyoming on Facebook, message us, and tell us that you're interested, and we'll get you an application. The other is through Twitter, I believe. So I know we've got we're pretty much on all major platforms. That is not my cup of tea. My wife takes care of those. So if you're on a social media platform, just search for Veterans Help Foundation of Wyoming, and it's probably there. So what we do with those applications is we pretty much, we don't pick or choose, other than if, and I see this a lot, unfortunately, there are a lot of people out there that are just playing the free hunt game. And they will put into 15 or 20 different organizations. If we find out that that's the game you're after, if you're just trying to go out and get free hunts and you're not really using this as the tool that it's designed for, then we may deny or put you off on a hunt. So for the most part, though, we start at the top and work our way down. We're not a big organization, and honestly, we don't ever want to be. That was one of the things that I disliked about the past organizations. We try to make everything personable. It's a one-on-one or a two-on-one type of deal where, we're trying to relive and, through each other and build that camaraderie back. So the process is easy. The tags themselves are either donated from individuals that cannot utilize their own tags. So they either donate them to us directly as an organization, or they go through the reissuance board through Game and Fish. And if you want to know what that is, all you have to do is go on Wyoming Game and Fish, look at their just Google or search bar their veteran tags or veteran opportunities, and it'll take you to that. Any tag that is on there is eligible to be redonated. So that's where we get part of our tags. Some of our tags also come through a complimentary draw system that we put in for, and we actually draw those tags, pay for those tags. Luckily, we pay for those tags at a resident rate and not a non-resident rate. And lastly, we actually have people that will put in for tags specifically to donate them to us. So a lot of families that don't hunt, they'll put in for an antelope tag or a deer tag or an elk tag or whatever that they would like to donate to us. And that is their contribution. Being a 501c3, it is a tax deductible donation.
This episode is powered by Dead Nuts Outdoors, makers of the most lifelike, lightweight, and weatherproof 2D archery targets in the world. That's right, I said 2D. We're talking full-size animals that bring the hunt to your backyard. Whether you're dialing in before the season or just burning daylight with your bow, Dead Nuts Targets makes practicing fun, training on full-size animals to ensure every rep in the backyard converts to success on your trips to the field. Built to last, easy to haul, compatible with any backstop, and 100% made in the USA, Dead Nuts Outdoors is a proud supporter of our veterans, investing in conservation and rooted in building a better, more confident community of hunters every step of the way. They are proud supporters of the Prayin and Slayin podcast network, and you can get 10% off your Dead Nuts targets by using the code Prayin and Slayin at checkout. That's Prayin and Slayin at your checkout or visiting the link in the show notes. Dead Nuts is helping us all hit the spot, not the dot. Hit it, Dead Nuts. Now, let's get back to the episode.
So, with that being said, again, we have a low number of hunts every year due to the fact that we don't have a ton of volunteers. We used to have a lot more that did do a very good job at vetting the volunteers.
Yeah,
heard a couple experiences that were not the best in the world, so I'm very careful on who we let take vets out into the field. That's one of the things, but pretty much the hunt, help and process the meat, all of those things are at zero cost. We are not a assembly line or a chute, I should say. We expect every veteran to be involved in their hunt. You know, it's not a shoot it, lay it down, and walk away type thing. One thing we do ask is the veterans that are coming, generally they take care of their own travel.
Yep.
If they need lodging, we can put them up at one of the guides' places of residence. If they don't feel comfortable with that, then we'll ask they procure their own lodging. Food, if they like game meat and they like fish and they like those type of things, they're going to eat. So we try to take care of it. Again, the biggest thing is we try to keep this all personable.
Oh, yeah.
So again, I mean, the process is simple. They meet the 50% or more, put in an application. We reach out to them. It may be, I know this year we're already booked out.
Wow.
Yeah. We've already, we had a couple of things that hindered us this year. One was there weren't a lot of tags drawn.
Yeah.
Resident tag draws have went down tremendously. I don't know why. I've asked the Game and Fish, and they say the numbers are exactly the same. So either a lot of people are getting back to hunting or starting to hunt, or I don't know. But we have, as far as our guided hunts, we are booked out. One thing we are not booked out on is we will do tag transfers.
Yeah.
If somebody wants to come out and DIY it, and if they want to work with us, they see a tag on that board that they want, we have their paperwork, we can get that done for them. Again, free of charge. There's no charge through the Game and Fish, and we don't try to collect anything either. So those tags that are on that board can only be obtained by a 501c3 that is registered in the state of Wyoming. Yeah, that's kind of the process. So it's not hard. Something else that usually comes up quite a bit is, well, if I come out for an antelope hunt, because if somebody's coming from back east, probably never have hunted antelope.
Yep.
What do I need?
Yep.
I've got a 30-30. Will that work? Those type of things. If you are not equipped for the hunt, we got you covered.
Okay.
We got what we need. We've got the firearms. We've got the skills. We can definitely make that happen. Again, like I said, we're at 100% on our antelope hunts. So,
jeez. Well, I'm glad, number one, you touched on the tag transfer, because that's something I learned 2 years ago, thanks to you and the guy you put me in contact with. I think it was Grayson.
Yeah, Grayson Glaze is our tag coordinator. That's his fancy title. What he really is the guy behind the scenes that makes everything happen, from the offering of a hunt all the way through a tag landing in hand. Plus, he also is a guide. So
he educated us, man, like crazy. And you did too. You started the education process for me. Grayson took it over. because that's what me and a buddy did. We actually did a tag transfer to come out and go elk hunting. And Grayson, I think me and him probably emailed back and forth probably 20, 25 times, just trying to figure out. I wanted to go on an elk hunt. I didn't care if it was cow or bull. I didn't care. I just wanted to stock the freezer with meat. That's all I wanted. So I wanted to come out for deer, and then Grayson kind of educated us that your guys' deer population is down due to EHD. So we transitioned into elk. I was like, okay, I'll take a cow. I don't care. He's like, man, there's plenty. That's when he told us about the website. Yep. He told us to go on there, check out the website, look at the tags, find an area we wanted that we could get 2 of us in there, and he would get the tags. I was like, really? I said, well, how much does it cost? He goes, nothing. It's free. Mm-hmm. What? So that's when he educated us about landowners. Landowners would get the tags and donate them.
Yep.
Man, you don't see a lot of states where people will do that. Not for big game like that. You don't see that.
Right.
So it blew my mind. That's why I said, man, you guys live in paradise. You do. Yeah, it may be isolated, but man, you've got it. It's hooked up there. So
well, I've got used to the isolation. Actually, I kind of embrace it at this point.
Yep.
My wife and I bought property out literally in the middle of nowhere where one town, Laramie, it's 60 miles from Laramie and 64 miles from the next nearest town. So,
wow,
I like the isolation.
See, we hunted north of Sheridan 2 years ago, or 2 years ago. Man, we were up in the mountains. I don't know how far up we were. We were way up in there. It took us to get from town to where we were camped at. It was about an hour and a half on the road. And you live there, mountain roads. Little dirt road, you meet somebody, you're both trying to pull off and play this here, you go a little bit, I'll go a little bit game to get through there. And we hunted hard the first day, got up that first morning. Well, we got there, ate dinner that night, set up. We had a mountain range in front of us, mountain range behind us. Beautiful scenery. We're out camping, we're eating dinner. It's nice and cool outside. Go to bed about 10 o'clock that night. About midnight, 1 o'clock, get woke up. There's a black bear in camp.
Yeah.
Cool. I mean, I lived in Montana, so I've seen black bears all over the place, but it was just cool having him right. I mean, because we're in this camper thing that it hooks on the truck. It's called a skinny guy camper. I think it was pretty cool. But you see the bear coming all around the truck, just sniffing around, and he just kind of walks off. Man, we started watching him just kind of in awe. And then we get up the next morning. There's a little light dusting of snow on the ground. I thought, oh, okay. I've been in the mountains before. This may not end so well.
Right.
We hunted hard that day, saw all kinds of elk sign. We found out the next day from one of the game wardens, the elk had already migrated further down the mountain, so we weren't going to see anything, but we had to leave. They ended up getting a blizzard that night. And the guy's like, if you guys aren't out of here in the next hour, you'll be stuck here for 10 to 14 days. Yeah. So we got out. But, I mean, it was beautiful country. People are amazing out there. I mean, you can tell, not even just about vets. They just care about everybody. Everybody's so friendly and just they're so willing to help. You guys picked the perfect place to live, especially being a vet, wanting to get away from the hustle and bustle of just everyday life and kind of make your own hustle and bustle of life. You're in the right spot. And you guys are doing it right. There's a lot of vets, myself included. I'm trying to find ways to help veterans too. And, this is my springboard for it right here is this podcast. Mm-hmm. I'm thinking about starting my own veterans group just to have a place that veterans can feel safe to come and talk. And we can talk about whatever. Talk about the weather if you want. I don't care.
Yeah.
But that's what helps me. And I know a lot of other vets are the same way. Instead of the alcohol, the drugs, the pills, the medications, whatever, we just want to talk and get it off our chest because then you feel better. And I know you've probably experienced it or you've seen it in life. I know I have that as a vet, as a man, you're not supposed to talk about your feelings. You're not. You're supposed to be this tough guy. Well, we need to get this stuff off our chest too, or you'll break down. And that's when you'll turn to the alcohol, the drugs, and all that. So, man, you guys are definitely doing it right. You and your wife, man, I'm so proud of you guys. I'm so happy to call you guys friends. I've sent a couple of my friends that are disabled vets that are getting out. Hey, you guys love to hunt. You've never had the chance to hunt big game.
Yeah.
You want to go do it right. Contact these guys. I've given your information a couple times. I wouldn't send it to nobody else, man. I trust you guys. I've worked with you with another company for 4 years?
Yeah.
And I mean, I call you guys family. You're family to me. So I'm just glad that you guys are doing it the way you're doing it. And I just want you to continue. And like I've told you before, if you ever need something from me, please let me know. Let me know what you need. Let me know how I can help. I'll get other vets involved if I can. Just tell me. Now, one question I do have, and I still don't know the answer. You stated it a while ago, but I want to make sure I'm clear on this.
Okay.
If you're 100%, you can hunt 5 days before everybody else.
Yep.
That count if you're a non-resident?
Yes, it doesn't matter. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, like I said, Wyoming is extremely veteran friendly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, and I'll be honest with you, I've seen guys go out during archery.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it helps them that much. Rifle season, though, on the other hand, it does. Most of our rifle seasons, especially for elk, there is generally a 15-day pause in between archery and rifle.
Okay.
Especially for either sex, like for bull tags. So the opportunities to get out there and with a firearm, 5 days early, has been extremely successful in a couple of hunts that we put on. So
okay. Well, I know, like I said, I've seen all you and your wife's posts on Facebook, all the pictures every year you guys take these guys out. I know you guys are doing great with that. A couple years down the road, I plan on putting in for my tags. I'm going to try to put in for the unit you guys put in for.
Sure.
And I'm going to try to come out and hunt with you guys. I don't want to take away tags from somebody else that can actually use them. I want to get my own tags. I want to come out and I want to hunt with you guys. So I've killed antelope before. I've got one on there on the wall. I want to get one a little bigger. I don't go for the trophy stuff, but it's something I want. I love antelope. I love the meat, number one. I love the hunt. There's such a blast to hunt. Me, I grew up here in Indiana hunting whitetail deer. Whitetail's amazing. I love hunting whitetail. The speed goat is just, there's nothing like it in the world to hunt. It's awesome.
I grew up again in the mountains of North Carolina. So, I mean, we had whitetails, we had bear, and we had turkeys.
Yep.
Occasionally some pigs.
Yeah.
But you may hunt all season and not see one or two deer. You go on an antelope hunt here, and especially the areas that we concentrate on, if you have not taken an antelope by lunch, you've at least seen 500.
Wow.
We have really good population. It is highly regulated. I mean, yeah. I have to give our game and fish, prompts for that, because there's a limited number of tags given for each unit.
Yeah.
I would love to sit here and tell you that I don't trophy hunt. I'm not going to lie to you. No. I am always after the biggest, most mature animal that I can find.
Yeah.
And that's the fun thing about antelope, is you get that opportunity to spend time looking at a lot of different animals, and yes. They generally don't go too far. If you see one in the morning and it's questionable, and by lunchtime you've made up your mind that I really probably should have shot that, he's going to be within a square mile where you saw him last.
Yep.
That's another thing that usually blows a lot of people's minds is the amount of public land that we have here.
Yes.
They'll ask, okay, we're going to hunt antelope. How much property do we have to hunt? Well, we have some private land secured here in certain areas, but we may tell them, we've got 10,000 acres of private and we've got 200,000 acres of public.
Wow.
And they just can't fathom,
No.
that. So
you don't find a lot of private like that anywhere, or no. Public. I mean, you don't find that public anywhere. I mean, here in Indiana, we have a lot of public ground too.
Yeah.
But I couldn't imagine just having access to 200,000 acres of public ground to go hunt whenever you want, whenever season's in.
Yeah.
I mean, that blows my mind. And, myself, I've hunted antelope 3 times now in Wyoming, not down where you guys were. We were a little farther north, but I think we were in Cody, Wyoming.
Okay.
I think that's where we were antelope hunting at. And my first year down there, I'd never hunted antelope. Like I said, like you, I grew up hunting whitetail and turkey. We didn't have bear here. We just had whitetail and turkey. Mm-hmm. So I'm used to hunting that. So I'm stationed in Missouri at the time at Leonard Wood, and some buddies of mine, they're all prior military. They go to Wyoming every year. They've been going for, I think now it's like 22 years.
Yeah.
And they educated me on the drive out there, 17-hour drive from Leonard Wood to there. And they educated me that antelope can't jump fences. They're like, they will follow a fence line all the way down. They'll never jump it. They'll always follow it down. If they get under, they'll go under. I was like, what? So we would set up on fence rows. We'd set up on fence rows or close. I wouldn't set up on water sources during gun season, but I'd set up close.
Yeah.
And I mean, you'd have, like you said, you'd have a whole herd come by. And if you didn't if there's a big buck in there, you didn't get him that first time, he'd come back in the evening. They wouldn't go too far.
Yep.
So, I mean, I was amazed at just, it's a lot different hunting there than it is here.
Yeah, it is.
And see, for you, I can understand the trophy hunting when it comes to antelope because you live there, you hunt them all the time. I do the same thing for whitetail here at the house.
Yeah,
I can get deer meat here anytime I want, so I'll trophy hunt as much as I can. But for me to come to Wyoming, I want to make sure I get some meat home. So if I got a doe tag, I'm taking a doe too if I can.
Oh, of course, absolutely.
So, you know, I get the whole trophy hunting things. I do the same thing here. It doesn't make you a bad person, a bad hunter. No, you're doing what you need to do because I guarantee you've probably got 2 or 3 freezers full of wild game anyway. So it's not like you're starving.
Yeah. I mean, the way I've always looked at it, you know, I've always got a backup cow tag.
Yep.
I can always go take a cow elk. So I mean, I'm always going to have good quality game meat.
Oh yeah.
You know, and we've got to the point where we like to travel and hunt quite a bit. You know, we've got a little sweet spot down in Texas that we're going every year now for archery whitetails. Speaking of hunting military bases, I'll be hunting Fort Sill this year for whitetail. Yeah, I've got a good friend down there that he scouts, he hunts down there, and he takes some of the most unbelievable deer off of Fort Sill. So
have you started that process yet to hunt on base?
I have. I've already got my iSportsman account and everything. So
there you go. That's what I was waiting on. That right there. So tell me. So I hunt right now. I hunt Fort Knox, which is an hour from my house.
Yep.
I hunt Fort Leonard Wood. I want to go down. Well, I'm getting ready. I've hunted Fort Leavenworth in Kansas. I plan on going. I was going to go this year, but I had neck surgery, so I can't go. So I'm going to go next year. And I want to go hunt Fort Riley. I've never hunted Fort Riley. I want to hunt it. But every base I've ever hunted on was different. Now I've got you on here. We'll talk about Fort Sill. And I want to get you back on after you hunt Fort Sill and tell me your experience.
Okay.
Tell me what the process has been so far about hunting Fort Sill, because every base is different. So I want to see what you've gone through.
Okay. So, well, first off, I'm lucky because I've got a guide, you more or less say, because he's hunted there for the past 15 years or so.
Oh, wow.
Ever since he's retired from the military.
Yeah.
So he pretty much knew what we needed to do. I actually went on post with him.
Yep.
To the Department of Outdoor Resources.
Yep.
And they helped me right there do my iSportsman account. It took me literally maybe 15 minutes.
Yep.
Okay. Once that's taken care of, they've got a little class you got to take for safety.
Yep.
Of course, you know, why would you ever think that a veteran would need gun safety? But they do the safety, which is good for a couple of years. Once that is done, if you are not 100%, you cannot hunt on post other than being a guest.
Okay.
If you're 100%, of course, you can go on and hunt any open season. As a guest, you do have to buy a daily use permit.
Okay.
Hunt on post, big deal. I don't care.
Yeah.
The quality of deer that's coming off of there, I look at it as a cheap trespass fee.
Exactly.
You know,
now a lot of listeners aren't going to know what you're talking about there and what you're referencing.
Okay.
What's a trespass fee for you guys? Because I know what it is, but I
so out here in Wyoming, there are landowners that don't offer free access to their property.
Yep.
And what they call it is a trespass fee. Why? Because you are trespassing on their property, but with permission. Here, typically for antelope, you're looking at about a $500 minimum trespass fee.
Yep.
That doesn't guarantee you anything other than the opportunity to hunt their property. Some elk hunts, some of those get up into the $1,000 a day per gun. Yep. For cows, $2,000 a day per gun for elk. So I mean, a trespass fee is more or less a daily pass, or however it's structured within that with that landowner to utilize their private property. So with myself not being 100% disabled through the VA, although I am currently putting in a lot of paperwork, it allows me to go on post with the guest, someone who has access to the post, and hunt for $100 a day. To me, $100 is nothing for an opportunity to go hunt on some really quality ground, and those dollars get cycled back into the outdoor resource department there at on post. I've already fished out there. Got to fish a lot of the ponds that are on post. Catfish, bass. I mean, it's amazing. I'm wanting to say I think my permit was like $11 or $12.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Posting fish. So that's kind of where I'm at on that. I can't really get into any more because I don't know a lot more yet.
Oh yeah,
but getting on post was pretty easy via my veterans ID and so.
Well, and that's the thing is you'll become more of an expert at it the longer you go, and you'll pick up. And a lot of guys don't realize military bases change their rules and regulations all the time. I hunt Fort Knox quite a bit, and I just found out they just added something new this year. So I'm getting ready to do just a little 30-minute podcast here in the next few days talking about the changes that have come up with Fort Knox. The military as a whole is starting to realize what kind of resource they have there on base for hunting, and they're taking advantage of it. And I mean, they should. And I'm sure Fort Sill does the same thing. As I know Oklahoma's got some big deer. I know they do. I've seen them. And
Monster. Fort
Knox is one of those bases where they're putting in food plots now for deer. Right. They're putting in habitats for quail and dove and all that stuff. They're, turkey. They're making certain areas for turkey, and so they're planting food plots for turkey and more nesting areas for turkey. It's like, wow, man, they're taking this whole outdoor sportsman thing really to the next level. And I know a lot of bases are starting to do that because it's really an untapped resource, and it brings in a lot of money for the base to help get better facilities for the members.
Yeah.
So
one of the stipulations is due to the fact again that I'm not 100%, I cannot rifle hunt on base.
Okay.
It's archery, which doesn't hurt my feelings at all.
No, it's more of a challenge. It makes it more fun.
Yeah. I mean, that's, to me, I'd rather archery hunt anyway. One other species that's probably highly overlooked on Fort Sill is they have elk.
Oh yeah, I forgot they got those.
Yeah, so
I forgot they got those.
Yeah, they have opportunities to hunt those as well.
Huh. See, I completely forgot about that too. I was only at Fort Sill once, and that was just for a week doing some training out there, and that was it. I've never been stationed there and stuff, and I kind of regret not trying to get there because there are some amazing hunting opportunities out there, and it's not one of those places you think about. And for me, touching on the trespass fee, me coming from Indiana, I didn't know what that was.
Right.
And a landowner told us that. I was like, what's that? He's like, it's a fee you pay for daily use of my property and stuff. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. You guys call it a trespass fee. He goes, well, you are, like you said, trespassing, but I'm giving you permission, but you're paying for that trespass. I was like, oh, okay. So yeah, there's every base is different. And that's why I wanted to do this podcast. Because now, see what you said about being there, other places I've hunted, if you're 100%, you get full access to the base. You can gun hunt, bow hunt, all that. And other bases, you have to be at least 40%. So if you're not over 40%, you can't even hunt on some of them.
Right.
So it's like every base is different. The process of going through now, they are kind of making it straight across the board. Everybody has iSportsman. Yeah. And each installation's got iSportsman. So it's kind of making it even across the board with that, but still they all have their own rules and regulations. Mm-hmm. Man, I wish you luck down there, man. I really hope you come out with a big one. And if you do, I want some pictures.
And the nice thing is I have dual opportunity. I do have some private ground off base that I'm going to get to hunt with rifle. So, I mean, it's okay. I'm going after something on post with my bow. That's my goal. But if all else fails, I can go shopping somewhere else.
Now, to hunt on Fort Sill, did you have to buy your Oklahoma state tags first, then buy tags on base, or is it just one tag covers both?
No, you still have to buy Oklahoma state tags. You still have to buy Oklahoma state fishing license, things like that.
Yep.
This is it's an opportunity to take advantage of using the government property and its resources.
So like for me, I'm hunting Fort Knox this year for bow season. I'm not going to get into gun hunting right now because I don't know if I'm going to be able to gun hunt this year because of my neck. So I'm focused right now on just bow season. This for me is just going to be one long archery season. For me to archery hunt Fort Knox, I have to buy my Kentucky state tags, then go on base and buy my base tags to hunt. Yep. But Fort Knox added a thing this year called the Super Combo Tag. So I went down there turkey hunting and I bought my tags 2 days before turkey season started. And I told him, I said, I just want to get my turkey license today. He's like, what's your disability rating? He pulled up my profile and looked because, you put all your information in iSportsman. Yep. And he's like, wait a minute, you're 100% disabled, right? I said, yeah. He goes, no. He's like, why don't you just pay $5 and get your super combo? I said, I never heard of that. He goes, yeah, we just started this year. It covers my turkey tags, my fishing license, my scouting tag, because you got to buy a tag to go out and scout.
Yep.
My deer tags for bow and gun, and something else. I was like, wow, man, for $5. He's like, yeah. He's like, we just started it, but you have to be 100% disabled to qualify.
That's a good deal.
Cool. I was like, okay, yeah, I'll do that then. So, but like my Kentucky state tags are, I think $375 because I'm non-resident, but I thought, hey, it's worth it to go there and deer hunt, Fort Knox.
Yeah.
It's worth it. I mean, easily, because they got some big deer in Kentucky too. So I'll just tell you, I'm jealous of you going to Fort Sill. I've been looking at the last couple seasons, never put in for it. I thought, you know what? I think I'm going to have to schedule a vacation in the next year or two and go out there and check it out. So I may have to do that because, man, I've always heard big deer out there. I've seen people on TV killing big deer in Oklahoma. I've had friends of mine that hunted Fort Sill, and they're always bragging about the size of deer. I was like, I'm going to have to check it out.
Absolutely.
So you got me jealous this year. Just understand, I'm highly jealous of this.
Well, I'll make you really jealous because Renee and I leave for Alaska Saturday.
I almost gave you the finger, but I'll just keep it to myself. I've hunted Alaska. I lived in Alaska for 4 years. I love it. Where are you guys going to in Alaska?
We're not hunting. We're going fishing.
Where are you guys going to?
So we fly into Juneau, and from Juneau we fly out to Whalers Cove Lodge. So we're going to spend 4 days out there in the Inner Passage for halibut and salmon and whatever. And then one of those 4 days they're taking us up one of the coastal rivers for some fly fishing. So
you suck. You suck. I hope you stub your toe. Dude, you'll love Alaska. Alaska's beautiful, man. You guys are gonna love it. It's amazing.
I was at this place 2 years ago, and our haul, our experience, everything was just absolutely unbelievable. Of course, I did that without my wife, so that didn't happen this time. She is definitely
wow. I can't believe you were ballsy enough to leave her at home.
It worked out that way. Not that I chose it; it was just the way it was offered. So,
I'm surprised your head's not mounted on the wall behind you.
Someday that'll probably happen.
Well, I want to get together with you guys sometime and go on a bear hunt.
Anytime.
I want to do it, man. 1 year you guys are going, I want to jump on and go because, man, you guys look like you have so much fun. You kill some big bears up there, so I want to go.
Yeah.
Now, I'm actually trying to put together a caribou hunt in a couple years to Alaska. Would you guys be interested?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I'm looking at probably 2027, 2028, somewhere in there. Because the wife is in school right now getting her doctorate. She graduates next year, so I want to give her a year to start working to see what her schedule is going to look like.
Sure.
So absolutely. I'm leaning more towards like 2028, but that's something I really want to do. So if you guys are interested, I'll let you know.
I would definitely be interested.
Okay. Yeah, my goal is to hit the Brooks Range. It's got the largest migrating herd of caribou in the world, so that's where I want to head. And I can't decide if I want to go after caribou in velvet or get one that's hardhorn. I don't know yet. But it's just some research I got to do. I talked to a guy already. He's a vet too. I think he was a Marine, if I remember right, because I told him I wouldn't hold it against him. but he runs a jet boat service, and he'll take us upriver and drop us off.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. He takes us upriver, drops us off where we need to hunt. He's like, I do it every year. He's like, I always take a lot of vets up. He's like, and they have a lot of success. It's going to be do it yourself. But I've been talking to a couple of guides up there to get some information on about the time we should go, stuff like that. And every one of them has told me, the jet boat driver and 3 different guides have told me, if we go, we have to buy a wolf tag.
Oh, yeah.
Your wolf tag is only $75.
I'll definitely. Absolutely.
That's what I said. I was like, yep, you got it. He goes, you guys will be sitting in camp just eating lunch, and a pack of wolves will come right through. Okay.
I'll be doing that. A little short.
Yeah. So I was like, I'm cool with that. I'll take one. Don't mind at all.
Yeah.
So, yeah, once I get some more information, I'll let you guys know. I priced it out a couple of years ago when I was still in Montana. And for flights, round-trip flights from Montana to Anchorage and back, transportation upriver, tags and all, we were looking about $3,200.
Yeah, that's nothing.
No, and that's a 10-day hunt. So you're gone for 14 days total. 2 days travel there, 2 days travel back. So it'll be 2 weeks. I was like, yeah, I'm up for it. So once I get some of the details worked out, I'll let you guys know when I get an idea of when to go, and we'll sit down and work it out then.
Sounds great, man. Absolutely.
Well, man, I want to say thank you for coming on. Once you're done hunting in Fort Sill, I want to have you come back on and talk about that experience.
Sure.
And if I get any more vets that hit me up about hunts out that way, I'll get a hold of you and let you know. I'll send them your way.
Please do.
But, man, thanks for everything, dude. I appreciate what you guys do for the vets, because, like I said, I see your Facebook all the time. I know you guys are doing a lot, and I've seen a lot of smiling faces on the page, a lot. And that's the best feeling in the world, man. When you can make a vet smile and you know they've had a rough time, but they're smiling in that moment, you can't beat it.
Yeah, I get 2 types of vets that come out: the ones that won't talk until they shoot something, or the ones that talk until they shoot something. And the experience is exactly the same on both levels. So it's a humbling endeavor, to be able to do this and to be able to experience those things with a lot of our brothers and sisters. So
yeah, man. I mean, people don't realize how much it means to somebody just to be taken out on a hunt, because it gets them away from normal everyday life. So you guys are doing an amazing thing for them. Keep it up. And like I said just earlier, if there's something I can do, let me know. I'm always here. My phone's always on. Hit me up on Facebook if you have to. Get a hold of me. I've got a lot of friends and family out there that I can get somebody to come up with something if you need something. But man, keep it up. Keep doing what you guys are doing. It's been great having you. Good luck, number one, in Alaska. Be safe going up there, and good luck up there fishing. Have fun. Even though I'm jealous, I'll say have fun. Good luck in Fort Sill. I'm jealous again. But good luck out there, man. Be safe on all your travels. Send me pictures. Whatever fish you catch up there, send me pictures. Send me pictures of deer this year, elk, whatever you guys kill, I want pictures.
For sure.
All right, man. You guys take care. Be safe, and I will talk to you later.
All right, man. Thanks for having me.
Hey, no problem. Thanks for being on, man. See ya.